guys, in today's video we're going to be talking about snacking and basically how to deal with cravings. A question that I get asked quite a lot is, what do you eat during the day apart from meals? Obviously many people find it hard because they get hungry in between meals, and that's when most people end up snacking on things that they regret, such as crisps, chocolate and stuff like that. Basically the hardest thing is probably in between meals, because obviously you don't want to, obviously if you're looking to obviously build a lot of muscle, then I would recommend having 5 to 6 meals, but obviously this gets quite expensive and therefore you don't want to be spending a lot of money on chicken and stuff like that when you don't necessarily, well, you do need it if you're looking to do certain types of, like, I don't know, certain types of exercise to build it, like certain types of physiques in a way. But for snacking you can honestly use a variety of things. There are what are there? There are things like nuts. Tesco's do unsalted nuts and raisins, which obviously they're high in fat, which is obviously good to help you meet your macros depending on what you are looking to achieve. Also in between, I don't mind. I quite like to have like crisp breads in a way with low fat hummus, but you need to probably look at certain types of crisp breads because some contain a lot more fats than others. But obviously if you don't want carbs, you can look at having things like fruit. I know fruit's high in sugar, but natural sugar, like stuff like that. And at the end of the day, normally if I'm hungry and there's nothing in, I just drink water. I know that sounds weird, but water can fill you up without eating food. So I have 2 litres a day that I drink every day. I go to the toilet quite a lot, but yeah, basically the 2 litres I have is for the creatine, because with creatine I think it's you have to have a certain amount of water per kilogram of your body weight in order for you not to get things like stomach cramps and stuff like that. Because yeah, what creatine does is it takes the water and it basically feeds it into your muscles, so it makes you look not bulkier, but it makes you look bigger, because in a way all the water you put into your body, it then puts into your muscle. But yeah, in terms of cravings, I tend to crave quite a lot when I come back from the gym and waiting for dinner. There also is, if you watch Christian Guzman, he has pop chips. If you don't know what they are, they sell them in Tesco too. They're basically crisps, but they're sort of like, I don't know what they do. I don't know what they do, but basically they do these in a variety of flavours and stuff like that. But they are not so bad on your macros, meaning that you can have a handful, a bowl of them, and they won't affect you too badly. Also another thing I like is sushi. You see a lot of athletes nowadays having sushi. You can get the carbs. Basically, sushi is good for your macros because you get the carbs, you get the sugars, and you get the protein, depending on what type of sushi you have. But in terms of sushi, sushi's easy, cheap to buy. So Tesco's do the small packets. You get 4 bits, and you can buy 2 packs for £2. So it's actually not that expensive when you think about it, and that will have one of them in between lunch and dinner, have one of them in between breakfast and lunch. But normally to snack, I would have a protein shake in between my breakfast and lunch, and then obviously after lunch and after sixth form I go gym, I have post-workout shake. Then normally when I come home I'll eat something as well, because obviously after exercise you are pretty hungry and you just want to eat everything. But yeah, so that's about it for cravings. I know it's hard, but I recommend you use MyFitnessPal. It's a good app. It's free on the App Store, and basically what you can do is you can implement all of your macros in there. So when I talk about macros, I mean things like you can put in your body weight, your goal, how long you've got, and basically there you document everything you have. Basically on MyFitnessPal they will have every single product that you can find. So you go on there and you type in, let's say you had a square of Tesco's dark chocolate. You put in that and it will come up with that, and it will show you how much fat is in it, how much sugar is in it, and how it's going to affect you, and how much fats, carbs, protein you have left to reach your goal at the end of the day. Your goal depends on what you obviously put in at the start. So say you want to lose weight, you will probably have less fats, less calories, and stuff like that. But obviously if you're looking to lean mass, then you're going to have obviously not as many calories, not as many carbs, high fats and high proteins. Obviously high fats, not so much high fats, I'd say so probably medium fats, but as well, yeah. Also, the another thing I want to talk about in this video is carb cycling. You probably hear me mention it before, and if you follow a lot of the athletes on Instagram, then you'll understand what carb cycling is. Carb cycling is where basically 1 week you have high carbohydrates, another week you have medium carbohydrates, and the third week you have low carbohydrates, and you repeat this step. Basically what it does is, it doesn't feed the body, it shocks the body into thinking, instead of having carbs after carbs after carbs, then your body just, obviously carbs are good, but too much of them can be obviously stored as fat, obviously glucose and stuff like that. But carb cycling, I recommend you look into it if you're looking to lose weight. It's a good method. But that was about it for this video. I hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, subscribe, and if you want to check out my other social media, Twitter, GJM__fitness, and that's the same for Instagram. But yeah, this will be it for this week's video. If you want any questions or anything like that, just leave them in the description, the comments below, and I will answer them as much as I can. So yeah, thanks a lot, guys.